Hello everyone, my name is Manda and I will be your teacher for today. Now before we begin, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a caterpillar and it was very hungry. On Monday, it ate 1 apple. On Tuesday, it ate 2 pears. On Wednesday, it ate 3 plums. Basically, it ate a lot. All of a sudden, it got a huge stomachache, probably from eating so much. After a night's sleep, it ate 1 big green leaf and it felt much better. Then, the caterpillar hung upside down and began making a small house, or a cocoon, for itself. After 2 weeks, it came out as a butterfly. This is a famous story that you might have read when you were little. Do you remember its name? That's right, the Very Hungry Caterpillar. This story is so popular and was written by a talented author named Eric Carle. With less than 300 words, Carle was able to create a full story about a caterpillar, from when it was born to when it became a butterfly. Now, you don't need many words to make an amazing story. There's even stories with only 6 words. Someone challenged Ernest Hemingway to do just that. Was he able to? Let's see. Baby shoes, for sale, never worn. It's up to you what you think what happened in the story. Perhaps there was a married couple that was expecting a baby and went to buy baby shoes in order to prepare. However, they were never able to use it because the baby was not successfully born in the end. This is a sad story, but a very powerful one. Today, we are going to become authors and write our own microfiction. Micro meaning super small, and fiction meaning not real. It can be 6 words if you'd like. However, we will focus on a little more than that. We have this class time to create a short but awesome story. You will be asked to think about what characters, genre, conflict, and resolution you would like to have. Together, we will create our own microfiction, a short story with less than 500 words. Nervous? It's okay. I'll help you every step of the way. You just need this activity sheet and a pencil to begin your journey. You ready? Let's go. Every story has a main character. Who was the main character of the story from earlier? That's right, a caterpillar. And it had a strong need to eat more and more. Who will your main character be? What will this character need in the story? You can choose any character, but if you need some help, feel free to use this chart. This chart can help you decide your main character. First, look at the month you were born in, and next to it, find out what your character is. For example, if you were born in September, then your character will be a ghost. There's other characters, like a rock, bear, and even a trash can. What will yours be? If you don't like the character, that's fine. Choose any on of this list. This story is yours to write. Then write this down in your activity sheet as well as its name. You have 1 minute. Answer the rest of the questions. Number 2. What is their personality like? Are they kind, scared of everything, curious? Number 3. The very hungry caterpillar had a caterpillar with a strong need to eat as much as it could. What does your character need in this story? A lover, more powers, more confidence, to save their friends? Please write as many details as possible on your activity sheet. The more you write, the easier writing your story will be later. I will give you 2 minutes. The next choice we need to decide on is the genre or style of a story. Can you match each book to its correct genre? If you are not sure of the word or title, that's okay. Take your best guess. I'll go over the answers after. You have 2 minutes. Did you finish? Awesome job. Let's go over the answers. Now, we have genres like fantasy, where there's things like magic and mystical creatures, like a fairy. Books like Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling with magic and mystical creatures are a great example of fantasy. Next is romance, where there's characters who fall in love. Or do they? A great example of a romance book is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, where a young girl accidentally sends 5 secret love letters to the past boys she has fallen in love with. Then there's mystery, where an event remains a secret until the end of a story. An all-time favorite of mine is A Study in Scarlet by Arthur Conan Doyle, which stars an incredible detective named Sherlock Holmes that solves murder mysteries. Next, there's epic, where a hero saves the day. Have you ever read the classic Lord of the Rings? It's a story where the main character, Frodo, receives one ring that can save the world. Finally, we have sci-fi, or science fiction, that, you guessed it, uses science to explain its new world. My absolute favorite example of this is Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, which has a girl named Katniss Everdeen in a world of the future where the poor must fight to the death so that rich people can watch it for fun. As you may have noticed, these stories can have more than one genre. For microfiction, you must choose one or more. If you don't see your favorite genre on this list, it's okay. It's too many to list here. You can choose a genre that is not here. So, what will your genre be? Choose one favorite and write this on your activity sheet. You have 2 minutes. Problems are a common thing in our lives, even in stories. What problem or conflict will your character have in yours? The conflict can be something internal, from the inside, like the caterpillar and its hunger. The conflict can also be something external, from the outside, like Thanos in the Marvel movies. Here are more examples in this chart to help you think of one. First, there is person versus person, like again, the Avengers and Thanos. There's also person versus nature, like a tsunami or global warming. Next, there's person versus society, or the government or law. Next is person versus technology, like robots or computers. Then there's person versus supernatural, or werewolves and vampires. Person versus self, like the hungry caterpillar, is another one. And lastly is person versus destiny, like fate or a god. In your activity sheet, please think about what problem your character will have to work through and write it down. You have 3 minutes. After a conflict, there needs to be some sort of a solution or resolution. How will your character solve their problems in your story? Will they need some help from a friend? Will they need a special item, like the hungry caterpillar and its big green leaf? Do they need to travel to a certain place? Or will they find the answer within themselves? In your activity sheet, please think about how your main character will solve this conflict and write it down. You have 3 minutes. All right, my author, you are ready. It is time to begin writing your story. Do you know the famous 4 words you might commonly find in the beginning of a story? It is once upon a time, which means that you will begin talking about a time in your story. Please use this to help you get started on your microfiction. You will have 10 minutes to complete your story. Let's begin. It's time to share your microfictions. With a partner, please play rock, paper, scissors and decide who goes first. Then, please read your story to your partner. I'm sure we're all excited to hear it. You will have 5 minutes total to share. Happy reading! Great job today, everyone. You all have become authors in this very short time. I hope you can continue writing more stories for all of us to enjoy. If you loved your microfiction today, then feel free to make it into a larger project, a novel masterpiece. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.